Hello, hello. Welcome to TULAW. My name is Alexis McNally. I'm a Haitian American human rights lawyer. Through TULAW, I'll be demystifying the legal career for aspiring lawyers and early career lawyers. Today, I'm going to walk you through how to apply for a judicial clerkship. So, if you do not know what a clerkship is, I encourage you to check out my video, A Day in the Life of a Judicial Law Clerk. I'll link it below for you guys. I'm going to assume that if you are here, you already know what a clerkship is, you've decided that this is a role you want to pursue, and you're just looking for a little guidance with selecting opportunities and completing the application process. The first thing you'll want to think about when applying for a clerkship is the where. What is the location, city, state where you want to complete your clerkship? And then what kind of court do you want to clerk in? When you are deciding on a location and court, recognize that salaries are going to shift dramatically depending on the locality and the level of the court. On the low end, clerks are making around $50K, and on the high end, around $100K. Courts on the West Coast tend to pay a little more, but the cost of living is significantly higher than, other places in the United States. Supreme Court and federal courts also pay more than other state courts. Specialty courts, such as bankruptcy courts or tax courts, also tend to pay more than many other courts of first instance. When picking the court level, think about what scope of the law you are the most interested in. In courts of first instance, you're going to have the opportunity to really evaluate evidence and apply it to the law. Most of the courtroom work that you see on TV is happening in these first level courts. If you want to be fact-finding, assisting with discovery disputes, settlement conferences, and trials, then you want to be applying to courts of first instance. Appellate law clerks are spending pretty much the whole time researching and writing. Appellate courts review trial court cases for errors and do not have contact with the litigants apart from oral arguments. The primary tasks of an appellate judicial clerk are to review the record from the trial court, review the parties' briefs to the court, research the applicable law, and then draft either a memorandum of law or a draft opinion for the judge. Another thing you are going to want to consider when applying for a clerkship is a judge's philosophy. You'll be spending a lot of time with this judge, and you'll want to make sure that you are going to be able to work in their chamber. Search their recent opinions online to get an idea of how they approach certain cases, and keep in mind that in some jurisdictions, judges are elected officials. Looking into their campaigns will also shed valuable insight. By having this information, you'll be able to put together a strong application. You will also want to consider the duration of the clerkship term and the timeline for the application. You'll need to apply for federal clerkships sometimes more than 2 years in advance. This is crazy because it means that as a 1L, you might need to already have decided on a job and make solid commitments and projections for 3 to 5 years in the future. Not all federal clerkship applications operate like this, but a lot of them do. State courts are more flexible, where you might just need to apply a few months in advance. Federal courts may require a 2-year term commitment. State courts may be just 1 year with the option for renewal. So that's a lot to think about before you even get to the actual clerkship application. Successfully navigating law school and your subsequent legal career is going to require strategy. So take your time and think things through and do your research. So you'll need quite a few things in order to even submit an application for a clerkship. You'll need a resume, cover letter, 2 to 3 letters of recommendation, references, a transcript, and also 2 to 3 writing samples. You're going to want to be populating your resume with experiences throughout law school to make you stand out as a candidate. For example, doing an externship at a court, public defender, or prosecutor's office is a really great experience to have. I know that externing at the Indiana Court of Appeals gave me a leg up when I was applying to a clerkship after law school. It signaled to my judge that I would be able to do what was required. Becoming a research assistant to a professor is also a really great experience to have. Basically, you'll want to take on experiences that demonstrate your ability to research and draft effectively. Your cover letter needs to be incredibly well written. It's almost as important as your writing sample. You'll need to show the judge and the clerks, because the judge's current clerks and secretary will most likely be reading this and playing a role in the decision-making process. Um, you'll need to make the case as to why you are a good fit for the role and for the chamber. You'll want to start building relationships with your professors early so that they will actually have something meaningful to say about you when you ask them to write a letter for you. Also, this is professors plural. You will need to make sure that you are connecting with more than one professor at your law school who can vouch for you. These recommenders may or may not be the same people that you list as your references. Keep in mind that when you apply for the bar, you might need 6 references. So, yeah, spend some time getting to know your professors, go to the events, come prepared to chat and connect. Your network is your lifeline as a lawyer. Now, your transcript. Pretty much all Supreme Court and federal clerks are at the top of their classes. Some judges will say that they will only consider candidates that have a GPA higher than a 3.5 or 3.7. Of utmost importance is your legal research and writing grade, constitutional law grade, evidence and criminal procedure grades. But all of your grades will need to be great in order to be selected for a federal clerkship. There are not very many opportunities to actually develop writing samples in law school, so make every single one of those opportunities count. Don't phone in your first legal research and writing memo, because that very well may end up being your writing sample for the next couple of years. In order to apply for a federal clerkship, you'll need to become very familiar with OSCAR, the online system for clerkship application and review. They have a video here about how to apply for positions on their website, but I'll just show you quickly. You'll just click register and fill in your information to start. I wanted to flag this citizenship question for my international students out there. If you click on citizenship requirements, it will take you to this page. The key sentence is right here, and it basically says that you are able to apply for clerkships outside of the continental US. So this is including Hawaii and the territories, basically. So keep that in mind if you are interested in a federal clerkship. So, for example, let's say you are interested in clerking in Colorado. Type that in. We'll go ahead and click on the Court of Appeals, and you'll see it's showing you all of the information that you will need to gather in order to apply. Here, it is broken down by judge, and each judge has listed their own set of parameters. Most are just wanting your resume, writing sample, letters of recommendation, and transcripts. It looks like you just email your application directly to the judge. Look here, this one judge may ask you to prepare a writing sample based on a fact pattern that they'll send separately. Some judges want all of your transcripts, even from undergrad. This is because the judge is really trying to get an understanding of what kind of person you are. Are you a well-rounded candidate? Can you add something new or special to their chamber? Do your interests align with their chambers? Thank you so much for watching. That was an overview of the things that you should be considering when selecting a clerkship and how you should go about gathering the materials for your application. If you found this information helpful, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.